So I'm joined this week, Thinking Thursday, slightly different style and slightly different topic to go on. And I'm dealing with Damien Matthews, who's joining me from Northern Ireland. I've wanted to speak to Damien about various issues for quite a while. And he has a vast knowledge, being in one of the most famous Irish coursing and racing families in Ireland. So welcome, Damien. The first thing I was going to say, just checking how your dad is, to be honest. I haven't seen him for such a long time.
He's good, Floyd. Thanks. He's good. He's just after coming in there, actually. So, no, he's great. He's great. Thanks. Everything's good. He had a setback this time last year with COVID, but he's got over that and he's bounced back and he's hard at it at the moment, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I know the story that Mark Pierpont did with him last year. I think was probably our most read story of the entire year. The coursing coup at Clonmel. It was absolutely fabulous, and we had so much feedback. It was absolutely incredible.
Well, it's some of the best stories, the true stories, Floyd, and it's exactly how it happened. And it was on a smaller scale. God rest Barney Curley, but it's a smaller scale than the Ella Sam coup, but on the coursing fraternity. Not only on the financial side of things, but basically on the human side of things. It was an outstanding success to keep it a secret the way it was kept, and for it to come off then in the end and be financially rewarding. Well, it's folklore, really. This part of the country is folklore because of the way it all fell together.
Yeah, what was really lovely, I mean, I've kind of known and admired your dad for such a long time, since I was a kid, and he's known to be quite a reserved character and very much keeps his own counsel. And, the opposite of empty vessels make the most noise, trying to get any kind of words out of Brendan was never the easiest thing in the world. And I know as a journalist how difficult it is, but it was always very, very courteous and very polite, and I have massive respect for the man. But as I said, it was nice that he did go public with the story, because it is a kind of story that needed to be told, I think. But I wanted to move on. We are a few days into the return of racing in Northern Ireland. We're racing at Derry and Drumbo Park. To memory, you tended not generally to sort of frequent the Northern Irish track with your race dogs, because I think Dunmore was probably the last place that you frequented in any kind of numbers. Good to see them back. Good to see the local dogmen getting a chance to run a few dogs at last.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. From our own personal point of view, Dunmore was a unique track and a unique venue, and there was it raced 3 nights a week, and every night there was an attraction. The actual punting market was, to us, an attraction on its own. I have to say, Drumbo has come back under the stewardship of John Paul. It's come back great, and last Saturday night's reports were outstanding about the number of people that were at the venue and the quality of racing, and also the quality of the punting that was going on. Obviously, we are concerned about the COVID restrictions, and it's difficult to try to get people to adhere to all the different restrictions that are in place. And it'll be crucial for the greyhound fraternity to understand that the license to race is only there if we abide by the current restrictions. So it's crucial that everybody does abide by the current restrictions and keep racing there, because it's great to get it back.
Yes, of course. There is obviously some talk, and I realise it's from geographically in Southern Ireland rather than Northern Ireland, but certainly Northwest Ireland. There's talk of possibly a return to racing at Lifford. Obviously, neither of us are sort of privy to the full financial aspects of what's going to be going on there, or potentially be going on there. Do you think there'd be a demand? Do you think there'd be the dogs for racing at Lifford if it was to return?
Listen, you mentioned the Brandywell there. The Brandywell's back too, and even though Lifford has been closed for 18 months or what have you, Brandywell has kept the greyhound fraternity taken over, albeit on a trial basis, with trials at the moment. But now that racing's back, there is an opportunity for the greyhound owners in that area to race their dogs. The biggest issue that people have had in the last 18 months since Lifford's closure has been the difficulty in getting their dog races. Dundalk, to its credit, had been doing its best in its 2 nights a week to get people out, but people are only getting out once every 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks. And if you have a greyhound and he's ready to race, one run every 6 weeks is definitely not adequate. So now that Drumbo has come on board, that's definitely going to ease the pressure on the racing pools. Brandywell is going to ease it as well. If Lifford was to reopen, it would just be a massive shot in the arm for the industry in Ireland throughout. The Northwest always has been, all my lifetime, has been a greyhound stronghold. You know, you have the Duffy family, the McGee family, the Whites. You know, you have great greyhound families up around that area. And I have no doubt that initially the pool of dogs may not be what would be required for 3 nights a week racing. But like for at least 2 nights a week racing, I don't think there'd be an issue initially. And if it becomes the success that it's been talked about, I have no doubt that the people in the area would have a bit of confidence in rebreeding their dogs and getting back into the sport. Because I think, particularly in the northwest of Ireland, you know, it'd be a great opportunity for employment, the economy, the area, you know, so I could see it being a real winner all around if the right model's in place and a success for everybody.